Shalom, sweet people. I am Maker Strong. My Maker makes me strong. And I've come to you guys with another installment of Celibacy is Easy. Now, for those of you who are like, oh my gosh, she shaved it off. I actually did not shave my head. What I did was I put this in like a little thing. Uh, it's a little braid that makes it look smooth on that side. I did it because my students made 100 on a test, and I said I was gonna come with a mohawk. I did go with a mohawk, but I didn't give you guys that because y'all didn't make 100 on no test. Anyway, so let's talk. You guys, I know that the last video I talked about the loneliness, right, that comes with the holidays and stuff like that. And for the most part, that is like a frequency that is in the air, right? That a lot of people feel down. Like even though this is the time of the year where everybody is giving gifts and they're feeling very generous and loving and wanting to be around family and all of that is happening, it's like you've got the sun and the moon, and then the moon side of that's the sun side of, and then the moon side of it is kind of like the people who don't have that, right? And they are feeling the lack of that. And so in the moon side of it, you've got that energy of like wanting to supplement. And that's why I was saying on the last video, please don't just sell yourself short. And what also tends to happen is that this is also that time when you have those people who are feeling depressed, lonely, lack, whatever it is. It's like they try to take advantage of all the love that's in the air and they shoot their shot, so to speak, right? And I remember I told y'all, you need to shoot your shot. Shoot your shot. Don't be, do a little research and then shoot your shot. But then you've got the ones that haven't done anything and they're shooting their shot. They haven't done any inner healing work and they're shooting their shot out of a lack. They're shooting their shot because they feel um, like maybe they missed an opportunity and now another year is coming and they want to take advantage before the last hurrah for 2023, so to speak, is to speak their truth to this person who is coming back in town, right? So I make the example of you go back home for the holidays to see, the old street that you grew up on and your old neighbor Pookie who's still living with his grandma, you know, and he's 50 years old and you go and he sees you. You looking fine and good because you've been doing all this inner healing and stuff and it's radiating off of you, right? And then Pookie comes out and he is feeling lack and he's shooting his shot because he's like, oh man, I regret that I never went to Maker, right? And tell her how I felt, all those years when we were growing up side by side. So then Pookie comes out and he's like, Maker, I really always liked you. I had always had liked you. You didn't even know. I was holding it inside for all these years, but I had always had wanted you. Now, if Maker, who hasn't had sex in over 13 years, was feeling that same level of lack and hadn't done this shadow work, Maker might see an opportunity. And then Maker would regret it because Pookie is not, even if Pookie's a nice guy, right? Pookie hasn't done this shadow work. Pookie does not have the level of motivation that Maker wants in a relationship that she is laser focused on, right? So even if Maker falls, in that momentary impulsive failure to stay true, she still knows she don't want Pookie. She knows it. And she just used Pookie. Poor Pookie. Poor Pookie. Maker just used and abused his body and just threw him away. But now Maker's flying back home. And now Pookie is calling. Pookie's on her jock. But Maker don't want Pookie. And that's a problem. All right. So just let's avoid that. Let's avoid those problems. Let's stay laser focused on what we want in the future. We don't want what Pookie's bringing to this situation. Okay. And I'm telling you guys that are doing this work, y'all, okay, if I'm wrong, I will wear the mohawk for you. Put it in the comments section. I promise you, if you guys are on your celibacy journey and you guys go like back to somewhere, wherever you like your old high school reunion, or go to back home. I promise you, because you're on this journey, there's gonna be people that are really, it's the enemy really trying to distract you. They will come out of the freaking woodwork and they will present themselves to you. It's just like when if you try to stop smoking, you tell people, "Oh, I don't smoke anymore." They're going to be giving you cigarettes. But if you smoke, you're a smoker and you don't have money, you don't have the 25 cent for the little cigarette at the grocery store, I mean at the little convenience store, you can't get a quarter from nobody. It's just the way it works. But I'm telling you, the Pookies and the Ray Rays, they will be coming out of the woodwork for you. And I'm telling you, put it in the comments. Put it in the comments, please. If I'm wrong about it, let me know. I will wear the mohawk for y'all. But I'm telling you, they will come out of the woodwork because you don't want it. It's just a distraction. But I want you to stay laser focused, guys. Stay laser focused on what you really want, because you are making progress to get there. You're making progress. Okay. I know some of you are like, whoo, but I don't want to be 13 plus years down the road and I still haven't felt that, pleasure that I want. But I mean, it took me this long. Part of it is because I took myself out of the game like a long time ago. I focused on my family. I focused on raising my children. And it was my own, you know. And I was dating, but it was like even in my mind back then, it was like I'm dating, but I knew I didn't really want to bring another person into my home, with my daughters and everything. I had some trauma and I had to kind of like heal from that, because I was like, I wouldn't know what would happen if one of my daughters told me that um some guy that I fell in love with did something to hurt one of them in any way. It doesn't matter if it was molestation or if it was hit them, or or just was being very mentally abusive or emotionally withdrawn or whatever it is. Like my children, they take after me in the sense that they're very they give everybody the benefit of the doubt, and they got that from me. And um to see that a person took advantage of their innocence, that is one thing, take advantage of my innocence, because in some senses it's like I'm old enough to not be this naive, but I am, I allow myself to be because I like being free. um, but to do that to one of my children, I probably would catch a case behind something like that. So it was like, hey, I like you. Let's go out. We have a friendship, but it's not going any further than that because I still got children in my household. Well, now I'm almost an empty nester. That's going to be different, right? So I'm laser focused on what I want a relationship to look like. I know what I'm not going to, settle for. So I'm not settling for Pookie. Even if Pookie just poured his heart out, Pookie needs to do a little more inner work, because that inner work would show me that he's not looking at the past and thinking of some girl that he fell in love with back in elementary school, because I'm not that kid no more. He don't even know me now. He knows nothing about where I've gone. But he's still looking at just the fact that he's still looking at the past tells me a whole lot. I'm going to make a part 2 to this. I'm going to make a part 2. Okay? Shalom.